AmpRepairGuy.com, 203-892-4119. Also HarbachElectronics.com. Please like, share, and subscribe. So we have a Al811h that was dropped off. I actually have two of them here. One belongs to one guy, and then a friend of that guy also dropped one off. So two of them. I have more in boxes, more at FedEx, more in the way. So keep them coming. Okay, so I'll show you what it needs. It needs a plate choke. I don't know what happened here, but I'm just going to swap it out. Poor solder work. Let me grab something here to point with. So I don't know what happened here. Down there. I guess someone must have changed the choke at some point. That's what I'm guessing. These straps here are really rigid, so I'm going to replace all four straps. Grids are not grounded in this one, so I'll ground the grids. Does not have the bias modification, so I'll do that. He wants the 10 meter mod done. I'm going to replace the SO239s because these ones are horrible. The ones used in MFJ products are just not good. So I always swap them out because you do not want an open on any amplifier on the output side. You do not want to lose your 50 ohm load. Okay, so if you watch other videos, I rarely change them on Heath kits and other amps. It's just the ones used in these amps are just not good. Any Ameritron amp. Okay, so what else? Looks like someone replaced the fan. I turned it on. Fan's nice and quiet. The clamp knot is missing. The solder work is horrible for the wires for the fans. I'll fix all that. Fix other solder joints. Going to do the bias mod. And add the gas discharge tubes below the sockets. I'm going to compress socket clips. I'll get rid of the metal oxide varistors over there on the rear board. And do everything else I normally do. Tighten up hardware and longer screw in the plate choke, the base, and the top. And it'll get a brand new set of Penta tubes. Okay, so stay tuned, and I will see you guys in a long while. Please like, share, and subscribe. Okay, so I'm changing the SO239s, and I see here that someone put the cap nut in backwards. I already removed the other screw. Looks like I must have swapped SO239s. This one looks like it may have been used outside or something. It looks like it has sealant or something on the threads. This screw was loose, which holds the board. No, actually it wasn't this screw. I think it was this screw. Well, one of them was loose. So I always loosen these three screws so I can pry the board out a little bit to pop the SO239 out. Okay, so it's getting brand new ones. Max Gain Systems. Great people over there. Okay, see you guys soon. Stay tuned. Taking the socket assembly out, and I went to unsolder this. It just popped right off. So cold solder joint. Yeah, you have to be really careful with who you let work on your amplifier. I don't know if the customer who owns this bought it from somebody. So the customer didn't do it. He bought it from someone. And I don't know if the person he bought it from did all this stuff to it, or if they sent it in to someone. But okay, so back to work. See you guys soon. Stay tuned. Socket assembly's out. I started working on it. I should have shot a video. So he had the grids grounded, but he left the leads in for the grid resistors. That's a first. So I had really bad solder joints. This tab was soldered up underneath. Just horrible solder joints. This one popped right off. Again, underneath. Just really not good solder joint. So I'm going to compress the socket clips, fix all that, go right to the chassis for the grid connection on each tube, add gas discharge tubes, replace these two leads, bad solder joint here. I like going around the lead and around on either side, then solder. I'm just really fussy with solder connect, with just any type of connection. So solder, crimp, even with crimp I almost always solder also. Okay, so I'm going to get back to work. See you guys soon. Stay tuned. Assembly's all done. I grounded each grid connection directly to the chassis, compressed and cleaned all of the socket clips, replaced those two leads, added the two gas discharge tubes, fixed solder joints, tightened up on all of these standoffs. They were all loose. I always use a 1/4 inch wrench. Okay, so back to work. See you guys soon. So everything back here has been corrected. The new fuse holder. This tab coming off the fuse holder was twisted sideways. You always leave it vertical. You just solder it really well. There's horrible solder joints before. It's all fixed up. This one was bad too. So I ran the white lead behind the interlock. It was in front, just flapping around. Zip tied it over here. Everything's all zip tied nice. Okay, so you can see the clamps or skirt. So I'm going to put the socket assembly back in. Make sure real quick that the screws are tight on this side. Always check those also. Okay, so I'll see you guys soon. Stay back with the completed Ameritron Al811h. Customer wants to see it working on the meters. 1 kW slug, Bird 43, genuine Bird PEP kit. Settings. Radio set to 100, requires more drive on 10 than the other bands. Audio hello. 800. Hello. And audio hello. Mic gain's cranked up all the way in the radio. Voltage. Check. And it works as it should. Okay, so I'll show you the inside, show you everything I did. See you guys soon. So back with the inside, I'll give you a quick rundown. Okay, so did the bias mod, zip tied the wire, we did the plate blockers. It's all soldered nice. Shorten the lead length. Brand new straps going to the parasitic board. Got a brand new set of Penta tubes. Longer screw in the top of the plate choke, longer screw in the base of the plate choke, new plate choke. Took the socket assembly out, grounded each grid connection directly to the chassis, compressed and cleaned the socket clips. Added the gas discharge tubes. This standoff right here was stripped, so I put a new one in. So this wasn't making a good connection right here. I redid the solder joints on this lead for the output network over here. Resecured the safety choke. You always want to make sure that's connected. Placed the fuse holder. Did the solder joints over here. Did the solder connections for the fan. Secured the clamp. Brand new SO239s from Max Gain Systems. Fixed the RCA keyline. Solder connection over here. Zip tied all the wiring. Tightened up the screws in the inside here for the board. And also on the rear. Brand new meter lamps. Brand new LEDs. Both lamps worked and then one stopped working, so I ended up replacing both with LEDs. And I think that's about it. So if you need an amp repaired, feel free to give me a call. Phone number is 203-892-4119. That's 203-892-4119. Websites are amprepairguy.com and also harbackelectronics.com. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Oh yeah, I also moved the white wire in back of the interlock instead of having it just flopping around in front. So, she is all good. Thanks for watching. Brand new set of Penta tubes. Awesome company. Yeah. 572s. And again, the only way I'll work on any amp that uses 811s is if you put 572s in. Chinese 811s just prone for to flash between the anode back to the cathode. If you have RCA 811s and they're good, they're matched, then that's fine, but otherwise 572s. You won't have problems. Knock on wood. Okay, so have a great day. Catch you later. 73.